Hello again, and welcome back to another episode of the Classy Drunk Show. I'm Chris, and this is the show where I show you how to get drunk the classy way. Now, tonight we're going to be making a White Russian, and it's a different take on a White Russian. Chances are you've never seen a White Russian prepared this way. Rather than serving the drink over ice in a rocks glass, what we're actually going to be doing is layering the cocktail in a nice coupe glass, which makes for a really nice presentation and also sort of elevates the White Russian to a whole new level. It's really elegant, very classy. So it's a nice drink to make for guests, or even if you just come home after a long day and you need a nice strong drink. This is a good choice. So fairly simple, just 3 ingredients. You need a nice vodka. This is Reyka vodka. It's from Iceland. I really like it. A lot of vodkas have those long stories about how special their water is, and they're usually not true. But this water from Iceland is actually filtered through volcano rocks. So that's a cool story, and it's also a really nice clean vodka, relatively inexpensive. I think this bottle runs about $25, which is a good price. Next, we need some Galliano Ristretto. Typically in a White Russian you'd use Kahlua. Kahlua, though, tends to be on the sweet side. What's nice about the Galliano Ristretto is it's actually a lot drier. Ristretto is a strong form of espresso, so you get that really nice, strong espresso flavor without all of the sugar. So it makes for a nice, drier cocktail. Whenever you have a drink that has milk in it, I really don't think you should have too much sugar in it. It almost turns it into a milkshake, and you want it to be a cocktail. And then lastly, we just need some heavy cream, and that'll be for our milk layer, which is actually the last step. So first, let's start building our drink. In a pint glass, we need, oh, and also, I didn't mention whose recipe this is. This is Nikki Sinceri's recipe. This is not mine. I typically don't drink White Russians because I think they're too milky and cloyingly sweet and just not pleasant. But I was drawn to her recipe because of the Galliano, which is drier, and also the layering. So this is Nikki Sinceri's recipe. Check her out. She's a great mixologist out in LA. So first, we're going to take our vodka. We need 1.5 ounces of vodka. And then we need 1.5 ounces of the Ristretto. Now, you might not be able to find this everywhere. And if you can't find Ristretto, you could try making this with Kahlua. It'll probably still be delicious, but the Ristretto just has a really nice, strong espresso flavor, less sugar, so I think it's better. So we're actually just going to mix the vodka and the Ristretto together with a few ice cubes. About 3 ice cubes is probably good. And this is the Tovolo ice cube tray. They're about 1 inch by, I forget the exact dimensions, but they're really nice cubes. I always like to have nice cubes when I'm mixing drinks or serving drinks. So now we're just going to stir this. You want to stir it so that the spirit gets completely cold, and also that the ice can do some dilution. Because remember, this is straight alcohol here, so you want to get some dilution action going on to take off some of the harsh burn of the alcohol. So it is really important to stir long enough. And again, since we're just using clear liquid here, no fruit juice, we're not going to be shaking this. So put the Boston shaker away and stir. And you can usually tell you've stirred long enough when the cup starts to get frosty looking. That's usually a sign that you've stirred enough. And we're just about there, actually. It generally takes about 30 to 40 seconds, depending on how quickly you can get your spoon going. I think we're just about there. Yep. All right. So now I need to get my chilled coupe glass. This is extremely chilled, as you can see. I had it in the freezer. You can either chill your glass by sticking it in the freezer or just sticking ice on top with water, and that either way will chill it. So now we're going to pour that in. Okay, now for the fun part. Let me just get this out of the way. So, to whip cream for use in a cocktail, you need to get a bottle. You could use even just like a squeeze bottle with the tip on the top. I don't have one, so I cleaned out an old tonic water bottle. This is actually really great tonic water, by the way, but that's for another video. Later on, I'll do a video on the gin and tonic. So you want to take your cream, and you want to fill the bottle about halfway, or not halfway, a few inches maybe. Now we're not actually going to be using all of this cream, but it's easier to get it going if you have a decent amount in there. So now, you could, whip this in a bowl, but most cocktail bars will do it this way. This is the way Nikki did it. You shake it. And you shake it for about 10 or 15 seconds. You're not trying to whip the cream completely. You want to get it to almost like a pancake batter consistency. And you can almost hear it as the cream sort of solidifies a little bit. You'll be able to hear it when it actually starts getting solid. This feels a little ridiculous. I think we're there. You can always just sort of test it out. Oh no, we're there. All right, so now it's time to layer. Take your bar spoon, lift it over the cocktail, and just sort of spill it on like that, gently. And there you go, now it's layered, and you have a beautiful layered White Russian. Let's pick it up so you can see it. Isn't that pretty? The nice layered effect. Let me take a sip. You get a milk mustache. But it's really good. It's similar to an Irish coffee. An Irish coffee you'd make with whiskey and coffee, but you would also layer cream on top of that. But it's really good. It's nice and it's dry, and it's not too sweet. And it's just so classy and sophisticated, and I think if you made this for someone who came over your house or your apartment, they would be super impressed. So, cheers. So good and so easy. Who wouldn't like a layered White Russian, really?